Facebook world.
Hello.
Live. I am Jess DeBose, your relationship coach and author and founder of The Love Less Traveled. I'm so glad to have you all here today, back with Coaching with Jess Live. We skipped last week, and today we're here with the lovely Megan Eloff. And if you are new to this, what I do is every week on Wednesdays, I do a live coaching session with somebody, and it's free for 30 minutes coaching. So if that's something that you're interested in and willing to go live with me, I would love to connect with you, so let me know. And now the lovely Megan is going to introduce herself.
I'm really excited for this, actually. I have no idea what's going to come up. So, yeah, I'm Megan Eloff, and I am also a coach, an intimacy and empowerment coach. So normally I'm not on this side of things, but I love it. I love being the student. I am forever a student. I hope to always be a student. So yeah, I'm excited to see what comes up.
Yay! And Megan is from South Africa, but currently in Uruguay, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Beautiful, beautiful. I love having friends all over the world. Okay, so Megan, what is coming up for you this week? What's a challenge? What do you want coaching on? Tell me a little bit. What's going
on? So, I mean, just what's been coming up is this course that I'm doing and feeling like I have so much work on my plate, and also honoring my body and what my body's asking for. And my body's really asking for me to take it a bit slower, yet I'm feeling like I have so much work that I can't physically take it slower. So it's just trying to find that harmony, of getting my work done and being on purpose and in integrity with what I want to achieve, but also being kind to my body's needs and remembering to fit in some playtime, because when I'm on purpose with what I'm doing and I'm loving what I'm doing and I'm passionate, I just get so stuck in it that I forget to stop and breathe, So
yeah. So how are you currently taking loving care of yourself?
So normally I have quite a solid morning routine of waking up at the same time every day and doing yoga, doing some breath work and meditation, and then getting my day started. This last week or so, I've just been feeling really tired, and I haven't actually been able to get up in the morning. So I've just been allowing myself to sleep in a little bit and just knowing that it's going to pass, because I used to beat myself up about it and feel guilty about it and all of these things that I should be doing or could be doing. And I've learned that came from a place of being afraid that it's not going to return, or that I'm not going to get back to that place. And I've been there enough times now to know that I will get back there. And so I'm just being kind to myself and listening to what my body's asking for. And if it's asking for more sleep, then I'm allowing it more sleep.
Okay, so you're sleeping, and then are you doing your meditation and breathing at some other point during the day?
I am trying, and some of the days, yes, and then some of the days the whole day goes, and then I feel like I've still got more work to do, and so sometimes I don't, but sometimes I do. So it's been about 50-50.
Okay, so you haven't completely stopped. I find that with clients who like completely stop doing the thing, it's like, okay, why'd you stop doing the thing? Do the thing that you know connects you to yourself. So I'm glad that you haven't completely stopped doing the things that you know connect you to yourself. That's great.
Yes.
And so you're being kind to yourself, but are you also beating yourself up at the same time?
I mean, I'm a high achiever, and so there's always an element of that, and because I get caught in the trap of comparison, and I look at all these other coaches and what they're achieving, and I'm going, I should be doing that. That's where I want to be, but yet I'm here. And so really just constantly trying to bring myself back to, this is my journey, this is where I'm at, and it's not about anybody else, and I'm not in a competition. It's just me with me. And so just be kind to myself, and that's an unfolding process for sure.
Mm, mm. So what are some of the stories that you're telling yourself even now? Not the conscious ones, the unconscious ones that's like your ego pulling you down. Like, what are those stories that are coming up that you're trying to suppress?
Well, I mean, what came up on the call yesterday was I went into a space of thinking, maybe I shouldn't have signed up for this course. Maybe it was too soon. Maybe it was too much too soon. And it was a little bit impulsive of me to just jump straight in, just on the back end of another course that I'd finished. And then what I started thinking was, did I do it out of recognition of wanting to be seen in the league of the other coaches that are in this group? And so there's that element. There's also a little bit of control there, of me wanting to control my process and potentially not trusting that I have enough, like in the previous course, that I have enough to achieve my vision, and that almost that I feel like I need more in order to get to where I want to go. But then that was all part of the comparison. And what I realized was, I came back to, why did I jump in the course? And what do I coach my clients through and support them in? And so when I framed it in that way, the reason I jumped in was because on the call, when the coaches presented the package, I had a full body yes. Everything in my body was saying, this feels right. And I got really excited about it. And it was a huge investment, a massive investment, money that I didn't have, money that I don't have, money that I borrowed from a bank. And yet even that hurdle was not enough to stop me from questioning that full body yes. And so when I think of it like that, this is what I coach my clients through, is to listen and honor that yes. And right now, I don't know the reasons yet as to why I'm in this course. And I might only know some of the reasons in a month, a few months, a year, a few years. Down the line, it's always in hindsight when you look back, right? And you think, oh, wow. And you start piecing it together, and you start realizing, because I was in that course, I met this person, which led me to this place. And so right now, I don't know what all those reasons are. And I just need to trust, and I just need to surrender, which, as a recovering perfectionist, wanting to control, that surrender, I'm just realizing, goes layers deeper than I thought it did, And so it's showing up every day. And every day I'm noticing, and I'm just peeling away more and more layers.
Yeah, so full transparency to anybody who's watching, Megan and I are both in the same program. In fact, we're in the same group. In fact, we are buddies in this group. So I'm delighted that she's here today and bringing all of this forward. It's beautiful. So my first invitation to you, Megan, is to close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths and drop into your heart. Your energy just shifted immensely. What shifted just now?
I realized that I haven't actually done that all day, because I've been so caught up in work and trying to problem solve and strategize and refine my program, and generate names for the stages and the name of the program, and that I haven't done my yoga today. I haven't done my meditation today, and I'm planning on doing it after this. And that just dropping into my body, I felt it all just in the chest space, and it just felt like, oof, yeah, I'm home. Like, the body is where it is, right? That is where the magic is. That is where the magic lies. So thank you for bringing me home in that moment. Beautiful.
And because you're not breathing as much as you normally would, because you're living up here in fear and anxiety and fear is excitement without the breath, you are making yourself exhausted physically because you are not breathing more, because you're living in fear, because you're living in your head. So I wonder if you dropped into your heart, if the name would come, if you dropped into your heart, if the program would come, if you dropped into your heart, because your big brain is getting in the way of all of that stuff and connection to yourself. And by not connecting to yourself, you're not actually producing anything. You're just running around like a chicken with your head cut off.
Yeah, and it's interesting that this has come up, actually, because even in my meditations, when I am doing it, I'm struggling to really drop in. I'm in the mind space.
Yeah. So it was that simple. Like, all I asked you to do was breathe 3 times and drop into your heart, and you were able to do that like that, right? So what can you do to help yourself remember to do that?
My joy alarms. I need to just add that in it's just these daily reminders, right? Sometimes we also just need an external person to just catch you in that and go, hey, like, you're not breathing. Also, if I do my meditation after my yoga practice, I find that I'm much more grounded and much more centered, and therefore I'm able to take deeper breaths and be more in my body space. And you know what? One thing that I've dropped, and this might actually be the very thing that has shifted everything, is intention. I was so good at setting intentions every single day and living every day super intentionally, up until I started feeling this exhaustion maybe a week and a half ago, 2 weeks maybe. And I stopped setting my daily intentions. And that might actually be it.
So I wonder what's coming through me for me right now is, if, say you're going to do work stuff from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. At the 10 minutes to the top of every hour, set an alarm and stop. And in those 10 minutes, you take 3 deep breaths, dropping back into your heart. Think about the intentions that you set for the morning and see if you're still on track. And just be connected to you for 10 minutes and just stop. Like, you don't have to do anything, just be. And every hour, at the top of the hour, for just 10 minutes.
Immediately as you say that, I've got resistance, and I'm like, it's a little bit structured for me, and I'm wondering if there's a different way to play with that and see which way works best.
Yeah, and I'm not saying doing it forever. I'm saying take 3 days and do that.
Yeah.
If the top of the hour doesn't work, there are apps that allow you to set random alarms, so it's more spontaneous. If that's something you would like to do, you could do that.
You see that would work better for me. I like that uncertainty, because the top of the hour, it's always like, yeah, I think that's beautiful. I didn't know that. What is the app called?
Remind Me.
Perfect. I'm glad I asked the question.
That's what I use for my joy alarms, because I'm the same way. If, like, I'm amazing with time. So if I know it's coming, it's just, but if I'm like, I want to not know. But the only caveat with having the randomness of it is like, if you're in the middle of a call or if this or something else is going on, are you going to actually stop and do the thing? So you get to
That
decide
happens to me
yourself.
anyway, regardless. So
Cool.
Perfect.
Okay. So now that you're in your heart space, what is coming through for you now?
So it's this tug of war, because I know when I'm getting up consistently, routinely, I am more on purpose with my days. Yet knowing that I also need rest and allowing myself to sleep in a bit if I need to, yet I'm not feeling like my days are productive enough when I do that. So I'm wondering if I should potentially push myself to still get up at that time, and have more flexibility with an afternoon nap. That's exactly what I was thinking as I went into my heart space.
That's what I was thinking too.
Wow. That's what I love about the universe. It's always there's so much synchronicity. I mean, I did a live yesterday and the same things were surfacing for both Alex and I. It was just so beautiful.
Beautiful.
We're so connected.
Yeah, so great. So what time do you want to get up tomorrow?
6:30 a.m.
Beautiful.
And yoga straight away, breath work straight afterwards with my meditation. And now that I've said it to you, I will be accountable, because my integrity is everything to me. And as soon as I've said it to somebody else, then actually, now that this has come up, that's how it serves me, but I'm also gonna share with you in the past how that has not served me. Because I know this about myself, to ensure that I meet deadlines and achieve the goals that I want to achieve, I will purposely get somebody to hold me accountable. So, for example, when I was building a website, I gave the designers a very strict deadline so that I would hold myself to that deadline and I would be held to that deadline by them. And it was a huge push and it was exhausting. And in hindsight, I did not give myself enough time to be able to do it and still nurture myself. But I met the deadline because integrity is everything to me. And then I needed recovery time. so that's also a pattern that I'm aware of. And that's what I'm very mindful of now with the coaching, is to not get to that point where I have to tap out for a month. Because if I go all in and I just keep pushing, I get to that point where I'm just like, I don't give a fuck anymore. And I literally just tap out and I can't even help it. It's like a part of me just switches off because I'm so dead.
Yeah. So come back to you, come back to your heart. And 6:30 is not pushing a crazy deadline. That is waking up for tomorrow. You can do that. That's a reasonable
with an afternoon nap.
goal. Yes. How delicious. Yes. Afternoon naps are amazing. Okay. Do I have permission to really go there with you?
Of course.
My sense is
I don't know where there is, but but I'm in your hands.
you brought up the comparison thing a few times. And because of the things that I have noticed in our interactions, I'm wondering, are you comparing yourself to me a lot?
Oh yeah, totally. Totally. You and every other woman in our group, and then all of the other coaches who I also admire in the bigger group. And it shows up all the time, you know. But the beautiful thing is I'm able to catch it now most of the time. Not always immediately, but most of the time I catch it before that emotion sets in of the guilt and the shame and all of that. I'm able to pull myself out of it a lot quicker now. But when we haven't built that muscle and learned that skill and practiced it so many times to be able to catch ourselves in the moment, those emotions can be so overwhelming and all consuming that the shame and the guilt of where you should be, you know, where you could be, where you want to be, always focusing on the things that you don't have. And this is something that so many of my clients deal with, is focusing on everything that they don't have.
Yes.
And that keeps our vibration so low.
Yes. And so what are the stories you're making up about me?
I mean, nothing's coming to me as like a story that I've made up. For me, it's just because I've really been pulling myself back and using that awareness to switch it to celebrating the person. So
Beautiful.
when I know, yeah, and I did it today with Dom, you know, and I just put some music on and I danced and I just celebrated Dom for her big wins that she's been having, because she's been having crazy wins. And I just keep saying, like, my time is coming, and if I can't celebrate her, then I might not actually get there, you know. And so it's the same with you. I've been able to pull myself out of it and just go, wow, like I'm so happy for Jess. You're so on purpose. You've got so much clarity with like where you're heading and what you're doing. And it's really beautiful. I'm really, really proud of you. So nothing came to me in that moment of a story that I'm making up. I think it's even me comparing myself to my old self of when, a few years ago, I would have had so much more energy. I would have been so much more productive, so much more efficient. All of these stories that are, I'm not myself 5 years ago. I'm myself now. And so what am I going to do with that now? It's got nothing to do with the past, and it's actually got nothing to do with the future either.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
being present right here, right now.
Yeah. And where are you still making some of this hard? And like the other thing that's coming through to me is like, how much are you willing to expand? Because I feel like the sense is that I keep hearing you limit yourself. Like I can't do this and I can't do this and I can't do all of it at the same time. But like if you view time as a scarcity thing, it's going to show up as a scarcity thing.
Beautiful. I love that reminder. It's such a reflection.
Yes, because I see you moving through your money stories. Beautiful. Awesome. But the time scarcity thing is the one that's killing you right now.
I mean, it's not even so much time, because it's not like I feel like I don't have the time. I feel like my time is not being utilized as well as it could be.
Which is making yourself wrong and bad, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
And then what you've done today is not enough, and I'm not good enough, and I'm bad and I'm wrong. And so, of course, I'm just going to run around in circles, not actually accomplishing anything because I'm not good enough to do this anyways.
And then I got to try and cram in the last few things that I didn't get done before I go to bed. And then I'm on my screen right till I go to bed, which I know doesn't serve me. And then maybe the hours that I am sleeping, I'm not actually sleeping as well as I could be because I'm on screens until I go to bed, which, you know. So yes, yes to all of that.
So I wonder if you could do,
you know, it's like as you think you're coming through stuff.
I wonder if in your meditation you can meditate on the expansion of time and the abundance of time that you have in your world, in your life right now.
I'm definitely gonna implement that. I do one of my daily affirmations is in question format, because when we question things, it gives the mind the opportunity to search for all the evidence to back it up. And so I love the question format affirmations. And one of them is, why am I so immune to overwhelm and able to do so much in so little time?
How fascinating. When's the last time you said that?
This morning. I do
Okay.
them daily. Yeah.
Okay. So are you saying it out of habit, or are you allowing yourself to embody it?
I think some of the time when it becomes a habit, I do say it routinely, but this morning specifically, actually these last 2 mornings specifically, because I fell out of it for about a week, and I got back into it yesterday and today I have really been so present with it.
And how were the last 2 days compared to last week?
Great, actually. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like yesterday and today have been quite fluid and quite playful, because I brought myself back to that play and the celebration as well, you know.
So even if you sleep in, even if you forget to meditate and do your breath work and yoga and all that stuff, that question is imperative for you every single day, and to like actually take 5 minutes to be in that question every day.
That is a very observant of you. I love it. That's amazing, because I didn't even put that all together. Even saying it now, I still didn't put it together, and you just reflected it straight back to me. So thank you for that.
Yes. Remember at the beginning of this call, I was like, every single time my clients are spiraling, it's because they stopped doing a thing. We have discovered the thing.
Time.
Just that question is so
time
beautiful.
and affirmation. It is a really beautiful affirmation. I do love it. I do love it. Yeah. You know, I'll share where I actually got it from. Do you know Vision from Mind Valley?
I don't.
He did a beautiful video on he did a beautiful video on affirmations, and I can't remember what I think it was about vision and vision for vision. But he I mean, anyway, I'll send you the link. It's really beautiful.
Wonderful.
So it's serving me. It's serving me more than I even knew before this session.
Yeah, for sure. Beautiful. Well, we're going to wrap up our time here on Facebook. Those of you who are tuning in, thank you so much for being here. Let us know what resonates with you from this. Let us know in a comment below, and I love hearing what people learn from these coaching sessions, because I know a lot of people who watch them say they learn lots of things. So I would love to hear what that is. And like I said, if you're interested in doing a session with me, let me know. I would be happy to get you on my calendar. Thank you so much. You guys have a great day.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, guys.